Hey boys, it's Armnone. Today we're going to be customizing the Pegasi Infernus Classic in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's been a long time since I've customized this thing. It's on sale this week, so I decided today was going to be a day where we're going to go back and customize it again. So let's go ahead and just hop inside of the car. I have a feeling, yeah, I thought my hat was probably going to stick out. Alright, so to start off with the armor on this car, we're going to go all the way up on that. The bodywork for this car, we also, we got some pretty cool stuff we can do to this thing, actually. I think that I want to go for the secondary color fins. I kind of have an idea of what I want to go for with this car, so we'll see if we can make it happen. For the brakes, we are going to go race on those. For the engine, we have engine tunes. First of all, we're going to go all the way up on that, of course. The engine block, we can change the color of it. We're going to go for the secondary color block. For the engine cover, we can remove it. We can put the primary louver, secondary louver, or of course the carbon louver. Let's just remove the engine cover. I like the look of that. For the exhaust, we have the chrome tip exhaust, we have the titanium tuner exhaust, and the titanium exhaust as well. I feel like the titanium tuner kind of looks good, but at the same time, honestly, the stock exhaust looks really good. I think I'm actually just going to keep it stock. For the lights, we are going to go xenon on these for sure. For the plate, we're going to go yellow on black. For the respray on the vehicle, this is where I'm kind of thinking of this kind of neat build that we could potentially go for. We're actually going to keep the primary color as white, and the secondary color we're going to do as a ultra blue. I've done these builds before on particularly the Grotti cars, like the Grotti Cheetah Classic, and I think it looks really good. We're gonna see if it works on this thing. I'm not 100% convinced yet. It kind of doesn't look too good right now, but we'll see if we can improve it in the future here. So let's do the trim color as black for the interior. For the skirts, we can go primary, secondary, or carbon. We're gonna go for the secondary option there. For the splitters, we can change the look of this. I want to go for a secondary color splitter. Not something too aggressive, we're just going to go for this one. I like the look of that. For the spoiler, we can go for the mid-level spoiler, the Muscle Killer Wing, the mid-level GT Wing, the Carbon Wing Type 2, or the Extreme Downforce BGW. I was actually really hoping that we would have an option to go for a secondary color wing on this car, but it doesn't look like we're going to, so we're just going to leave the classic spoiler on because I think it looks great, so let's do that. Competition suspension, of course, we got to do that. Race transmission. The turbo, we're going to throw that on the car as well. For the wheels, honestly, the stock wheels look pretty good, I think. But we are going to go into the track category and see if we can find anything that kind of suits the car. Maybe a little bit better or just looks a little bit different. I do kind of like the look of the 90s running wheels for this car. I feel like they actually fit the vibe of the car really well. So we're actually going to go for these. I was not expecting that, but that's what we're doing. For the color on these, I think that I want to go for a black. I think black's just going to look the cleanest. Could go for a tire design, not really a big fan. Bulletproof tires, though, we will go for. For the windows, we are going to tint those all the way out. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I'm happy with the overall look of the car. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to switch that secondary color placement right there. I'm not a big fan of it, so I think we're actually going to go ahead and respray the car in a different color. I think that I want to go for maybe like an orange or something. I feel like this car would look really good in orange. It does indeed. It looks really good in a regular orange color, so let's go for that for the primary. And for the secondary, do we want to go for... We could potentially go for a different tone of orange. That would look okay. The other thing that I was thinking of is maybe going for a black. I feel like black would look pretty good. It doesn't look bad, that's for sure. Silver could do something like that. I'm almost tempted to go for the bright orange secondary. I honestly feel like that works really well. It kind of highlights the car a little bit. I feel like it looks pretty good. I'm just not sure if orange is actually the color I want to go for on this thing. Like, it's really bright. What about like a red of some sort? Like if we went for like a crazier red, like a lava red or something. Lava red, what else do we have? Do we have sunset red? Sunset red's okay. I'm kind of thinking I want to go for a lava red actually. So let's do that for the primary. For the secondary color, do we want to go... So we could do this in a black. We could remove the pearlescent as well because I feel like it kind of makes it look a little funny. We could also go for like a white as the secondary, which no, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that looks very good. Yeah, this is kind of throwing me for a loop here. I don't know exactly what to do. I think I'm just gonna have to go black. I think it's the only thing that's gonna look like any sort of decent. So let's do black for the secondary. If we remove that pearlescent on the primary, ooh, yeah, that kind of takes away from the red, honestly. Let's just leave it, I guess. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It doesn't look exactly how I wanted it to, but you know what? It's okay. Sometimes you just gotta settle for what you get. Let's take this thing outside. We're gonna do a sound test and of course a full review on the car. Now, fair warning, it is snowing, as you guys can see in GTA, so you know, it's not gonna be the most ideal test conditions, but we're gonna make do anyways. Let's take a listen to this thing. Honestly, it sounds a little bit muted, but it's not bad. It's just not as maybe loud as I would have liked. I'm not really sure what's up with the NPCs taking out the streetlight outside of my agency, like literally every single time I do a customization on a car. But you know what? If it's going to continue to be a thing, you know, it could be a new tradition, I guess. So far, so good. I'm actually really impressed with the overall speed of this car. It's actually quite quick in a straight line. I'm actually kind of shocked. From what I remember, this car is like not very good, but you know what? The initial acceleration, pretty good, honestly, in my opinion. I'm not minding this, that's for sure. I gotta actually test something real quick because I'm curious and I don't think that I actually know the answer. Is this thing all-wheel drive? I'm thinking it's, yeah, I was thinking it's rear only. Okay. Well, you know what? It's like the regular Infernus, I guess, in that way that it kind of feels like it's all-wheel drive, that's a good thing. The regular Infernus is actually rear-wheel drive only, which a lot of people don't know that, but that is actually the truth. The regular Infernus is rear-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, and I guess the Infernus Classic, you know, the new Infernus, or the new in quotations, Infernus takes inspiration from its predecessor, which is this, which technically this came out later than the regular Infernus in GTA, so things are just confusing. But you know what? This thing is really, really good. I swear that I remember this car being absolute garbage before, but you know what? I'm actually shocked at how good it's doing. It is doing really well, and considering that this is in the snow as well, this car is doing extremely well. I really, really like how this thing is behaving. It handles really well, it accelerates well, and I would assume that the top speed on this car is decent. At the very least, it's got to be, you know, pretty competitive. So I actually really have no complaints about the Infernus Classic. I was expecting to absolutely hate driving this thing, especially in the snow, but it's actually a really good car. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm definitely going to be actually hanging on to this car because this is not something that I was expecting at all. I literally thought this was going to be like the worst drive of my life, but you know what? The Infernus Classic is actually alright in my books. This thing feels really, really good, and I'm definitely very impressed. If you guys are interested in getting this thing, now it is on sale for about $300,000 off, so you know, if you're interested in getting an Infernus Classic, now is certainly the time to do so. I would definitely say that I recommend doing that. This car is really, really good. It is so much better than I thought, and I actually almost feel bad that I thought this car was so trash, because it's really not. It's actually quite good. I'm thinking that what I got confused about was the Pegassi Torero Classic, because that car is awful. I'm almost certain of it. But the Infernus Classic, it feels great. So there you have it, guys. Anyway, guys, if you're interested in picking up an Infernus Classic, now is certainly the time to do it. It gets my stamp of approval. This thing is actually really, really good. I like the customization options. I like how the car performs. I like how it handles, everything like that. Definitely pick this thing up if you guys have any interest in it whatsoever. And that is pretty much it for the customization and review on the Pegassi Infernus Classic, guys. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated, if not dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.